We're Team 3, and we chose the company Fastenal. My name is Lisa Jones.
My name is Corinna McDougall.
I'm Miles Babcock.
I'm Brenna Callahan.
I'm Isaac Rader.
I'm Rodney Wallace.
Okay, so just to get started, we want to go ahead and go into why did we choose Fastenal. So our first reason is because I currently work at the local branch in Muncie, and I'm able to provide that insider knowledge about Fastenal. And then our second reason is because Fastenal is on the Fortune 500 list, ranked 488th by revenue in 2024. So we have a few issues, and we're going to go ahead and start with the corporate issues. So under the corporate issue, we have three subcategories. The first is the current business model and margin. The second is not having high brand loyalty. And then the third is little barriers to entry to the current market. So just to elaborate on that first issue, we do strive to provide customers with effective pricing. However, there is little room for error, and that effectively diminishes any safety margin. So just to get into those issues and elaborate on that, so there are many competitors that do offer the exact same solutions as Fastenal. An example of this will be Grainger. Fastenal does have the vending machines, but Grainger is able to match the exact same software and products like the safety gloves, knives, toilet paper, and bolts. The second issue there is operating on a branch level. Corporate has decided to consolidate many of those branches to save on the overhead costs, but this has resulted in farther drive time and increased shipping and operating costs for customers. Overall, this is forcing many branches to continue absorbing, and then we have many other expenses that we have to essentially absorb in order to keep the customers happy. So what are the solutions that we can give for all these corporate issues? So we took a lot of these solutions from the article titled How to Cultivate Brand Loyalty. The only way to do this is to have future growth in revenue through a fan base, through that customer loyalty. Fastenal overall needs to understand all customer preferences and offer other services like reward programs or ordering product minimums for their customers to get discounts. Overall, this is going to create a better brand loyalty and better margins moving forward. So how do we implement these solutions? Just to take a quote directly from the article, corporations give the insight into how to generate brand differentiation strategies into their business model based on real-world feedback and observations. We will do this by using customer surveys, focus groups, interviews, and observational research. So all this research does need to be put into 5 separate categories. That's going to be the emotional responses, innovation, brand presentation, unique experience, and pricing. So how do we make sure that all of these corporate issues and solutions are working? We're going to use the Net Promoter Score, the NPS for short. This will be used to access customer loyalty. And then also we're going to look at how our customer decisions research and use in business, as well as social media sentiment analysis using deep learning models, applications, and customer perception tracking.
So I'm Brenna Callahan, and I'll be elaborating on some of the business issues that we face, one of those being supply chain disruptions. This is a constant challenge for Fastenal. Since they do supply industrial and construction products, they do rely heavily on those global supply chains to source those materials. So any disruption from delay in the shipment can lead to stockouts, delivery delays, or even higher operational costs, which can impact the customer satisfaction and profitability. So these supply chain disruptions have become more prominent in recent years, with global events such as the pandemic affecting these supply chain dynamics. Our solution to mitigate these challenges is to implement on-site supply chain solutions with technological tools so that we can better manage inventory. Using an innovative system will allow us to analyze our current processes, forecast demand, and have a deep understanding of how our inventory flows. So these points of processes can create a steady supply of materials and reduces risk of shortages and allows inventory solutions to be tailored to our customer specific needs. So the way we're going to implement this is by tracking tools, like I just said, for on-site inventory. This process will provide data to us where each item gets shipped from, to, and how long that item's turnover is. This information will also be sent over to our operational management so that they can also have that understanding of what items have the highest demand. So our business issue measurement of success, our quantitative methods that provide these measurable insights will be data analytics of delivery times, stock out frequency, and cost fluctuations. It's found that these metrics will allow Fastenal to track trends over time and identify critical pressure points within its supply chain. Our qualitative methods will offer in-depth perspectives on the causes and consequences of these disruptions. And we will do that by interviewing supply chain managers and also sending out surveys to our customers and suppliers. And these can uncover any underlying issues like communication breakdowns, vendor reliability, or even process inefficiencies. So by integrating these methods, Fastenal will develop more targeted strategies to improve the resilience and adaptability in its global supply chain.
I'm Rodney Wallace, and to continue on with the business issues, it's important to highlight one of the most pressing challenges that Fastenal faces today, which is the intense level of market competition, the competition not just being a background factor, but it significantly shapes the company's overall performance as well as their strategic direction. Fastenal operates in a highly competitive market within the industrial sector, with competitors such as WW Grainger, United Rentals, and Wesco International. In order to combat this, they struggle with continuously innovating and working in order to maintain their market share. And then Fastenal, it's important to keep in mind not just maintaining their market share, but also growing their market share. So the solution in response to this business issue is that it's important to, like previously highlighted, maintain and expand their share through strategic actions, with the goal of enhancing their interactions among their customers and overall operations efficiency, and expanding their on-site services. So in order to expand on-site services, this will be used and it'll help increase accessibility, reduce lead time, and then help build and foster those better relationships with their customers. And then another solution is diversification of the products which Fastenal offers. And that's aimed at attracting an overall wider base of customers as well as fulfilling more of their needs. And then an example of that is increasing the range of our safety and equipment products. And then finally, to highlight is investing more into e-commerce platforms with the goal of making it better for online purchasing and streamlining overall, and then providing customers with better experiences while they're shopping online, just to stand out from those industry rivals mentioned earlier, and overall solidify the control which they currently have in the market and increase customer satisfaction. So how we're going to implement this is through first establishing digital transformation and enhanced customer service solutions. This comes through investing in technologies that support data analytics and e-commerce. And it's overall going to help Fastenal improve their efficiency while meeting the needs of their customers. And it's going to expand by expanding services like the on-site solutions and tailored supply chain programs. This is going to help strengthen customer relationships and also improve brand loyalty. And then the approach is holistically going to maintain and grow the market share by offering better service as well as value. And then in order to measure this, it's important to keep in mind the financial, operation, and customer-focused metrics to more accurately measure the change of Fastenal. And in order to do this, it's going to be imperative to highlight key performance indicators or KPIs. And this is going to provide proof of financial improvement like revenue growth, gross margin expansion, and increased market share. So to expand more on measurement of success, two things I want to go over. One being operational measurements of success. This shows the effectiveness of those expanded service models, specifically inventory turnover as well as order fill rates, and then also customer satisfaction and retention. In order to measure that, that can be tracked through net promoter scores or NPS, repeat purchases by the customers, and then specific client sales growth. And overall, monitoring those two factors over time provides a better view of how well Fastenal's innovatives are overall driving their business.
I'm Isaac Rader, and to just continue the business issue side of things, I'll be going over the operational efficiency issue in Fastenal. This is mainly challenged due to the rising costs in selling administrative and general expenses and the toll that's taken on it. These rising costs have increased a portion of the price and sales, showing an operation potential problem on the management end and the cost control. This has resulted in a slight decline in net income as of 2024, which was reported to the company as production cuts. And then just going off the business issue still, it handicaps the operational inefficiencies like the likeness of higher selling, general and administrative costs, the supply chain disruptions, and gross profit margin volatility. It's handicapped by higher logistics and inventory management costs that have diluted profitability as well as overall efficiency. That leads into the supply chain backlog that has led to longer transit times and higher freight costs, pushing Fastenal to perform distribution methods. And the solution provided with all this is the strategic investments to avoid operational inefficiency that will position the company to be profitable in the future. And then the business issue solution implementation that we came to is embracing the automation technologies and digital procurement solutions. Examples of this, like we talked about earlier, is the industrial vending machines and just expanding on those in the RFID tracking systems. This will put Fastenal in a position to manage inventory more effectively in real time, reduce waste, and improve accuracy. The implementation of more advanced digital procurement strategies will streamline buying operations, resulting in significant cost reductions and increased operational flexibility. These initiatives will empower Fastenal to improve logistics management, minimize supply chain disruptions, and achieve sustainable profitability. The business issue measurement of success, we define that as a few of the core operational measures, such as reduced wastage of stocks, improved order accuracy, and reduced logistics expenses will be monitored by employing the use of in-house reporting facilities and KPI dashboards. Collect customer feedback from using Fastenal's industrial vending machines and RFID technology directly through systematically designed satisfaction surveys. And then just to continue on the business issue measurement of success, focus groups between supply chain managers and frontline employees will help evaluate how simple the new technologies are to use and how effectively they can be utilized in everyday operations. By comparing them to baseline measures of performance before we implemented them, we can determine whether what we've done is producing quantifiable gains in efficiency, accuracy, and cost savings. The ultimate goal that we came to is to ensure that these investments pay off in the following areas of supply chain performance improvements, simplified procurement, and company profitability.
My name's Lisa Jones, and I'll be discussing the functional issue of high employee turnover. When we first started this project, I reached out to Karina and asked her what were some reasons that she saw employees were leaving the company. She said a large number of managers are older and have micromanaging tendencies, which drives current employees away. Fastenal claims that each branch is decentralized, when in reality it micromanages every branch. Fastenal also promotes the potential to move up quickly and earn promotions, but what ends up happening is employees get stuck in lower or entry-level positions. A lack of career progression is one reason that an employee would leave a company. Some employees do end up being promoted, which creates a toxic work environment. And there's also a constant change in leadership from managers to district managers, which creates confusion on who employees should report to. So our solution is to conduct employee surveys, interview area managers, and utilize turnover data. We're also going to implement training and coaching with management. And when I spoke with two HR industry leaders, Richard Papa and Mark Hobson, they said that systemic programs in an organization are generally stemming from top leadership in terms of how they act and direct, and retention stems from a genuine interest in the employee's well-being, and that only happens when the company CEO and other C-suite leaders genuinely care for their employees. So how we're going to implement this, we're going to conduct anonymous stay and exit interviews, interview current management, and then review the data collected and present this to upper management. Systemic change starts from the top of an organization, and we need to get our leaders focused on improving the environment. We're also going to hire outside psychologist level coaches and mentors to work with the middle managers who are struggling the most with leadership skills and employee turnover. And then how we're going to measure success. We're going to reevaluate the employee turnover data. Has it increased, decreased, or stayed the same? Ideally, we want to see that decrease. And we're going to conduct additional rounds of stay and exit interviews. Evaluate this information to see if employee feedback is more positive and reflects the coaching changes that we have implemented. Also, we want to see the employees are staying due to the following reasons, such as feeling happier in their roles at Fastenal, and they see Fastenal as a company in which they can grow professionally. From employees that are choosing to leave the company, we hope it is not for the following reasons, such as micromanagement, lack of career progression, or confusion on who to report to.
So I'm Miles. I selected the operational issue, which is balancing physical and digital sales channels. Fastenal right now offers two mobile apps. One of them, FastScan, which offers inventory replenishment, and Fastenal Events, which is for their event that they put on to help improve that overall. And these apps are not really a shopping experience, and there's no sort of customer-facing reward system. So the solution to this would be to develop a dedicated mobile app and then integrate that loyalty program into it. And this would improve customer engagement and retention. The purpose of the app would just be to allow customers to easily purchase things, track their mobile rewards and that sort of thing. And then implementing the loyalty program within the app would give them points, discounts for repeat purchases, just ensuring that we lock them in as a customer and that they continue to come back. To implement this, first we need to build the app itself, so we'd hire an outside company that's reputable to develop the app. Second, we would launch a focused pilot group in order to gather feedback on the app and then make those necessary improvements. And then after refining the app, we'll launch it out, promote it through email, social media, in the store, and then offer sort of promotions for first-time purchases on the app and rewards for just creating the account. So the loyalty program would essentially lock in customers, as I stated before. Once they shop at Fastenal once, they should keep coming back, and the loyalty program will help push them to do so. And personalized loyalty programs can increase customer engagement by around 20%. And so the way that we'll measure this success, we'll track sales data through the app and the loyalty program. We'll see how that affects the customer retention. We'll see the repeat purchases after launching the mobile app and the loyalty program and seeing how that affects things. And then we'll compare the percentage of online sales to in-store sales over time to see if those tools are helping the balance. And then the last way we'll measure that success is just to collect feedback from customers and employees on how the new systems are working. And then we'll evaluate key metrics such as inventory turnover, order cycle time, order rate. And then combining these numbers with real world experience will give a clear picture of whether the strategies are truly balancing those physical and digital sales channels. Thank you.
Do you want to show the sources?